This video is all about setting up your very first art booth on a budget. Now, I'm going to show you exactly what supplies you need and what I would do if I were starting all over, because I'm a full-time artist. I've been selling at art fairs for over 12 years. Now, I have built up a very professional setup piece by piece, and my booth costs around $6,000 to $7,000 if I were to replace everything for today's costs. But in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up your art booth for under $700. This setup is perfect for outdoor art fairs because it's going to protect your art from the rain. It's also going to look good when you're hanging your work on the walls. So this is perfect for 2D artists, like painters, people who are making drawings, or even like watercolors, charcoal, anything like that, things that you're going to be hanging up on the wall. And links to everything I discussed are going to be in the description, along with my free art fair supply list. Now, this list not only has all the budget-friendly art booth items, but it also has all of the pro-level upgrades if you're interested in learning about those and exploring maybe upgrading your booth in the future. The first, and I would say the most important thing you're going to need, is a good pop-up tent. This is going to help protect your artwork from the rain if it's waterproof or water resistant. Now, not all pop-up tents are created equal. You can buy pop-up tents at Walmart or Sam's Club, Big Lots, all of the discount type stores, Costco, sometimes for only around $100. But oftentimes these pop-up tents don't have any sidewalls to protect your work from the rain, and they typically won't be water resistant. Instead of these, I would suggest going with a pop-up tent by ABC Canopy. The one that I've been using for the last couple of years when I do one-day shows, and even my husband, Greg, he's been using this at his shows at farmers markets, and it has performed really well for us. Although it isn't quite as sturdy and not as thick as the more professional trimline tent that I use for most of my shows when I'm doing 3 or 4 day shows, but it is really good. I think it's perfect for beginners, and it only costs $250. Sometimes you can find it on sale for less than that. Plus, the awesome thing about the version of this tent that I have linked down in the description, it comes with empty weight bags that you can fill with small gravel or sand. Now, I filled mine with gravel from Lowe's, and a bag of gravel costs about $6. So we will add that to the total. And one quick tip about weighting down your tent: do not skimp on the weight. You want to at least have 20 pounds per leg, but if there's going to be a lot of wind, like a very bad thunderstorm or something at an art fair that you're doing, then you really need to have 40 pounds per leg. So don't go with less weight. Sometimes I see beginner artists show up at art fairs and they don't have enough weight on their tent, and then somebody is having to hang on to the tent while it almost flies away in the wind, and that really sucks. I mean, it's going to hurt your sales if you do that, but also you could actually hurt somebody with your tent if it flies off and hits a customer or maybe another person's booth. So you don't want that to happen. Moving on to the next thing is the sidewalls that you need to be able to hang your art. I want to make this clear because a lot of people think that the tent comes with walls, so that's all you need, but actually that's not the case. You can see here a picture of the tent all closed down with the walls, but these walls are not meant to hang art. They're actually attached to the top of the tent with Velcro, so if you tried to, let's say, poke some holes through it and hang art on there, they'd just fall right to the ground. Essentially, they're not there to hang the art, they're just there to protect your art from the weather, rain, and to be able to close down your booth at night if you need to in between shows so people can't see the artwork that's inside. So what I would suggest to be able to hang your work in your booth is using mesh tarps. I've done several videos on this. I'm going to link those in the description as well, where I weight tested these things and really put them through their paces. When you're comparing everything, hang up on those heavy duty mesh tarps versus the more pro grade mesh panel walls that are a lot more expensive. They're like $1,000 for your booth, and these mesh tarps you can get for $150 for all 3 walls. So it's much cheaper. But when you compare the look of them side by side, they look virtually indistinguishable. So you're going to have a very professional look with these. But there is one caveat. You need to make sure to have the stay bar set up that the more professional grade tents do, because this way you can secure the bottom of the mesh tarp so it's not just like flapping in the wind to this bar that's that's across your tent. A set of lower stay bars costs $175, and there's going to be a little shipping on that. So we're going to say it costs around $200 for your entire booth. But just like the actual tent, I would not skimp on ordering the stay bars. I know some artists do set up the mesh tarps in their booth and don't have the stay bars, and they're okay if there are very low amounts of wind. But if there's wind like 10 miles an hour or above, it's not going to function very well because the walls are just going to flap and the art's going to move around. I mean, they flap anyway when they're secured on there. They're kind of meant to, but they're going to flap way too much, and your art might actually even fall off of them if it's like 20-mile-an-hour wind and it's really whipping it around. Either way, it's going to look unsightly. So if you want your booth set up to be really good, hold up in any of the different types of weather conditions, and look professional, then you're going to want the stay bars. Another tip is to use bungee balls to connect the mesh tarp to the top of your Easy Up tent, but then the side poles and then that stay bar on the bottom, you can use zip ties. This way it's a little bit easier on your fingers for the install and removal at the end of the show. Because what I found whenever I set these up and used bungee balls on every single grommet hole all around the whole thing, my hands ached afterwards. And I've heard from a lot of other people too that it hurts your hands after a while, especially if it's cold outside. And oftentimes when we're setting up for spring or fall art fairs, it can be cold when you're setting up in an early morning. So this is just something to keep in mind. But either way, you can get bungee balls for around $8, maybe $9, a set of 30 to 50. And for zip ties, the best deal on those I found is Harbor Freight. You can get them for $2 to $3 depending on the length of zip tie. The next thing you're going to need are drapery hooks. This is how you hang your work on the mesh walls, either the mesh tarps or the more expensive mesh walls. You can find lots of drapery hooks on Amazon. They're around $9 for a set of 50. Also, if you're a 2D artist, you're going to need a print bin. I like the cloth metal sling type of print bins really well for a beginner. I personally use ProPanel print bins. They're really nice, but they're also super expensive. They're like $350. They're covered in carpet. They look really premium, but for $59 you can get one of the metal sling type print bins that will get you by for many years. I know I had some of mine that I were using around 7 or 8 years, and they held up, didn't fall apart, and customers often don't really care either way what your print bins look like. It's more for functionality and usability for you. Personally, I need more space in my print bin, so I need something bigger. But for beginners, having a smaller print bin is good because you're not having to invest in quite as many prints to fill that print bin. Another thing you're going to need is a chair, but I did not include it in the $700 pricing for this booth setup because I figure most people can just use a folding chair that they have, like maybe that you normally use at the beach or out in your backyard for the art fair booth, just to get yourself started. Eventually, you're going to want to invest in a tall director's chair because it's just easier to be able to sit up at a higher height and talk to customers. But to save money when you're first setting up your booth, I think it's best just to use a lawn chair that you might already have. Next is the payment processor, because you have to have a way to be able to take credit card payments at the shows. The easiest way that I think to do this, and this is what I've used for years, is Square. As long as you have a cell phone already, which I figure all of us do, right? You can use that phone to process your card orders. You can do tap to pay on there. So if a person has the tap to pay on their card, they just tap it against your phone and it allows you to run the order. You don't have to have any extra hardware or anything. And if they don't have tap to pay, you can always just type in the credit card numbers. The fee Square charges changes, but I think it's around 3 or 4% of the money that you take in from the credit card goes to Square, which isn't a big deal. I think that it's just ultimately a cost of doing business. But you can also take cash, so just make sure to bring change with you as well, because you never know how a customer is going to want to pay. That said, it makes the supply list totals to be $686. Well, if you would like to learn more about doing art fairs, I have a free course. You can watch it here on YouTube. All right, well, I hope this video helps. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time.